Hey, welcome back to my channel here where we are teaching the world to dance with some online classes and some good old professional instruction and answering your questions, really trying to personalize your journeys for you and give you the best advice. So, this week we've been doing the cuddle, correct? In our East Coast single time swing. So, what we're going to talk about today is just some common questions that always come up, and I'm going to have some answers for you. I personally love, love, love teaching this as soon as possible because it really illustrates and brings into light the importance of your frame and owning your own frame and making sure that you're not giving up parts of your frame because then we really start to feel what it does for the dancing. The cuddle, if you are not staying in your own back and keeping your spacing with your frame, it's not going to feel great. It's not. So a lot of times beginners don't like this move, especially if they're not learning it from a professional and they're just kind of watching and trying it on their own. One second. Yes, my Milo. Milo. I'll be up in 3 minutes, okay? Okay, bye-bye. Love you. He's so sweet. Um, that's my 2-year-old. He'll be 3 in March, so he's growing up so fast, my baby. Anywho, yes, the cuddle can be very uncomfortable. So that's like the number one question we get I get right away, especially if we haven't focused enough on frame, which would be my fault. But is how do I make this feel comfortable, both for myself and my follow, or for my lead and my follow? Well, the answer to that is your frame and your spacing. With every frame, your elbows should be in front of you, right? We have space under our armpits. We're not collapsed. Again, our elbows aren't behind us, they're up in front of us, right? And our shoulders are in our bodies. They're not up, out. That's what I mean. Of course, they're in your bodies. That'd be crazy if they weren't. But you know what I mean? They're in their sockets, right? They're back where they belong, in your back, okay? With good posture instead of being protruding forward or doing any of this stuff while we're trying to get into position, because that is how your partner feels where you're at. That's how we know how much give and go to take, or to give, and all that stuff. So it is super, super important to get comfortable with owning your own frame. It's going to be tugged on, okay? You're going to feel tugged on a little bit, but that's part of the communication, okay? That's how your partner knows, okay, oops, that's all the space I have. It shouldn't be a heavy tug by any means, but there should be resistance, maybe a little bit of tug when you're holding your frame right. That's connection. That's what we call connection. A lot of times it'll be positive or negative. And if you're unsure what that means, ask your instructor. Maybe one day I'll make a video for that. If you're really curious, like you need to know now, email me and we'll have a chat, okay? So that is the most important thing. That if you have your frame and do all those things, it's probably going to fix some of the other common things, okay? So a lot of times I hear I'm from the follow, especially, I'm being squished. I feel really squished. Okay, well, the problem could be either the lead or the follow or a mixture of both. Okay, so if you're not holding your frame, this space in front of your arms, how I taught you to put your right on top of your left, is going to be weak. And so if he does anything mistakes with his arms and is pulling this way, it's going to pull you. Okay, and so now your own arms are scrunching you, but it's because he's making that mistake as well. But if he was making that mistake, but you were being strong here, that wouldn't happen. Okay, he'd be pulling, but you'd be resisting. Okay, and then you get the clue, and they come forward a little bit more. It's just part of the conversation, right? I think that's why I love ballroom dancing so much, because I'm not an excellent talker. I kind of talk out loud as I'm thinking, so a lot of times my thoughts are mistaken for actual, like, what I believe, because I'm speaking it. But in ballroom and dancing together, it's nonverbal, right? So to me, it can be a lot more clear. But anyway, so as a follow, make sure you're keeping your space here. And the same goes for the lead. Make sure you're not giving too much here, because now if you're reaching forward, it's going to feel like you're bear hugging her in your own arms. Okay. And then if your elbows get too far back, what I just was talking about is going to happen. You're going to pull her arms across her. She's either going to be up here choking herself or down here, giving herself a good old-fashioned corset. So both of you lead and follow. Elbows in front of you. Keep your space. Okay? The other thing is have fun with it. Look at each other, right? Look away from each other, and then use your eye contact. That's important. Don't be looking at anything else when this is going on. Look at each other so that you can confirm your spacing is right where it needs to be. Okay? That's pretty much it. Keep your frame, guys. That simple. No, it's easier said than done, I know, but if you work at it consistently too, it's gonna come, and then everything else in your dancing comes easier. Okay? So keep working. Let me know if you have any other questions on the cuddle, and then if not, we'll just move on. But next week, we are doing the rotating basic, which is really fun. It's probably one of the most challenging for us beginners just because there's a lot of different elements that go into it. But we're going to go through it and get you rotating and get that dynamic of the dance going. Because right now, we've just been kind of going side by side. We had a little bit of rotation with the alternating turns, which was fun. But now we'll be rotating as a unit, as a couple. So I'll see you on Monday at 3, and we'll go over those elements first. Everybody stay warm. I know it's super cold out there. Stay safe and keep dancing. Find that joy. I'll see you next time.